Many people are going to look at this problem and immediately think there is no way I can solve this because what we have here is a square root inside of a square root inside of a square root, and it goes on forever. So the real question here is that can we even solve this? Is this even possible to get a solution to this entire crazy looking expression? Or is this some sort of math trick question? Well, actually, you don't need calculus or advanced math to solve this problem. In fact, this problem can be solved with like first year algebra, but only if you see what most people miss, because there's something going on here with this pattern, and it's not quite obvious at first. But if you can see what's going on here, well, then you can solve the problem. There is some hidden logic here that can help us solve this problem. Now, if we just kind of look at it, it's going to seem almost impossible to add up all these square roots of 49s because this pattern goes on indefinitely. So we have an indefinite chain of square roots. Matter of fact, let's just kind of see if we can figure out the pattern here. We'll take the two first square roots of 49, and let's see if we can kind of figure something out by looking at this part of the pattern. So if we have the square root of 49 plus the square root of 49 underneath that square root, well, the square root of 49 by itself is 7. So this is going to be equal to the square root of 49 plus 7, and that's going to be equal to the square root of 56. And this is an irrational number. In other words, this is some sort of decimal. So already right off the bat, it doesn't look like this problem is getting any simpler. So how can we figure this out? Well, again, there is some beautiful logic here, but you're going to have to use some algebra. So let's think of this entire value as a variable. In other words, let's let the variable x represent the sum total finite value of all this expression right here, or this entire expression. Okay, now this is really going to help us out, and this is where you really need to study this pattern. Now remember, we have x is equal to this entire thing, but this pattern is repeating. In other words, we have this square root like this, and then we're adding this whole big square root like this, and then we're adding this another big square root like so. In other words, this is a repeating pattern within all these square roots. So let me show you this beautiful little kind of pattern or logic to help us figure this out. Okay, so here it is. So if we're going to say that x is equal to the square root of all of this right here, this entire value, well, if you notice this part of the problem right here, this 49 plus the square root of all of this right here is also x. In other words, whatever this is, this x represents the entire value of this indefinite sum, okay? But you can see here that this is also x. It's the same pattern. So this thing is equal to this thing right here. There is no difference because this dot, dot, dot indicates this goes out to infinity. So what we can do, and let me just kind of erase some of this stuff right here, is replace all of this with x as well. And when we do that, we end up with this equation right here. X is equal to the square root of 49 plus x. So if we can solve this equation for x, we will figure out the answer. So let's take a look at those steps right now. So once again, we have this lovely little algebra equation. X is equal to the square root of 49 plus x. And this represents our entire problem. Matter of fact, before I get into how to solve this equation, let's just kind of revisit the logic here. So we have x is equal to this entire pattern, right? So x is equal to the square root of 49 plus the square root of 49 underneath that, plus the square root of 49, on and on and on. So this outside pattern is the same thing as this inside pattern right here. So if x is equal to this entire pattern, well, this part of the problem inside of it is also x because this is an indefinite pattern. It doesn't stop. Okay, so as long as you understand that, really the rest of this problem boils down to your ability to solve a radical equation in algebra. All right, so we have x is equal to the square root of 49 plus x. So the first thing that we want to do here is square both sides. We want to get rid of this square root. So we're going to square both sides. So we're going to end up, with x squared, and then the square root on this side is going to go away. So we're going to end up with x squared is equal to 49 plus x. Okay, so now at this point, we are dealing with a quadratic equation. We have x squared is equal to 49 plus x. And hopefully you understand that when you are dealing with a quadratic equation, there's always two solutions. So what we want to do here is set this equation equal to 0. So I'm going to move this x and this 49 over to the left-hand side of the equation, and I have x squared minus x minus 49 is equal to 0. Now, if you don't understand any of this algebra, you might want to check out my algebra courses. You can find links to those in the description of this video. All right, now at this point, what you want to try to do when it comes to solving a quadratic trinomial is maybe factor this, but this is not factorable. So we're going to have to use the quadratic formula to solve this equation. So let's do that right now. So the first thing that we need to do is make sure this equation is written in standard form. In other words, from highest to lowest power, and it already is. So we have x squared minus x minus 49. Now the coefficients here, the numbers in front of each of these terms, is going to give us our a, b, and c values. So let me just show you the quadratic formula right here. So x is equal to minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So we're talking about like first year algebra stuff. But remember, anytime you can't factor a quadratic trinomial to solve for the solutions here, you can always use the quadratic equation. So the coefficient in front of this x squared is 1, so that is a. And the coefficient in front of this x right here is a negative 1. So b is equal to negative 1. So remember, this is a, this is b, and this is c. And then our constant here is negative 49. So that is what c is equal to. All right, so we have our a, b, and c values, and we have our quadratic formula. So all we have to do is plug in a, b, and c for these respective variables into the quadratic formula. All right, so let me go ahead and show you that work right now. So there you go. All right, so x is equal to negative of a negative 1 plus or minus the square root of negative 1 squared minus 4 times 1 times negative 49 all over 2 times 1. All right, so anytime you are number crunching with the quadratic formula, you got to be very careful of this part right here. This is called the discriminant. So this negative 1 squared is going to be a positive 1. And right here is a part of the problem, or the part of the quadratic formula that gets a lot of people in trouble. This minus 4ac. So I'm going to tell you just to kind of make this into an addition and put your negative sign right here. So we have a negative times a positive times a negative. So all of this will be positive. A negative times a negative is positive. Okay, so over here we have a negative of a negative, that's a positive as well, and then 2 times 1 is positive. So we have to be very careful here as it's easy to make mistakes. All right, so let's finish up this problem. So here is our lovely quadratic formula, and we have to do all this number crunching. So I kind of set this up for you, but I'm going to spare you all the details. We're talking about basic algebra here, but this is all going to distill down to this. So we're going to get x is equal to 1 plus or minus the square root of 197 over 2. Now, anytime you have a quadratic equation, you're always going to have two solutions. So this plus or minus right here means that one solution is going to be 1 plus the square root of 197 over 2, and the other solution is going to be 1 minus the square root of 197 over 2. But the final answer must be positive. So you can see right here, we're going to end up with a negative value for this solution, so we can kind of throw this out. So this is our final answer, 1 plus the square root of 197 over 2. All right, so this indeed is a very challenging problem. And don't feel bad if you didn't figure it out from the beginning. Remember, the beauty about math is trying to figure out kind of hidden patterns. And this particular problem, I think, are really boiled down to letting a variable like x represent the value of this entire thing, and then identifying, seeing that this pattern underneath here is the same pattern of the outer problem, if you will, and we can actually use the same variable to represent these same values. Okay, so with all that being said, I definitely wish you all the best in your math adventures. Thank you for your time and have a great day.